Hi guys, how are you? Well, here we are. If you are watching live, be sure to say hello and put your name or where you're from or just a hello if I already know you. Anyhow, I'm super excited. We are going to, the next 3 days, we are going to be using the Reindeer Fun bundle. So we're going to be using this set here of stamps, and then it comes with all these dies. I mean, there are dies for everything. There's little string lights, a bow for two different packages. We have some reindeer faces, a tree, another bow. We have 2 different sets of deer here. We have some holly leaves, a wreath, a bigger set of kind of greenery. So I'm going to show you what these look like, but this is the set we're going to work with. Let me show it to you in the catalog, and then we're just going to get started. So it's on page 27 in the mini catalog, and this is all the items that you get. You get those cute little peppermint candy canes, which I think are back in stock, and then some twine boxes, an embossing folder, plus the dies and the stamp set, and then all this paper. And it makes some amazing different projects. So we're actually going to make 4 projects, and I will be pretty quick with them. I think all of them except for one, I think I have everything prepped. So let me show you one other item here. So this, I just thought, I didn't do this with the other one, and I thought sometimes it's a little bit easier, but you can see all the different die cuts that are in there. So these 3, when you layer them on top of each other, makes a little deer head. And then, as I said before, you've got the different packages, a wreath. These are where you can stamp a tree and then die cut it out, etc. And then you have these 2 different deer. And these cut both out of paper as well as the stamp. And then these are the different sentiments. And then these are the different stamps. So you have a tree, like I was mentioning, and then you have the die cut that will cut it out. These are bells. That's what this die cut is for. Then you have a little bit of holly and, excuse me, holly and berries. This, of course, goes on top of the deer. And then there's another one that's a bow. And these little speckles, they can go on the back of a deer. So like a little baby deer. And then this just shows the bow as well. So those are just some of the other stamps that come with that particular set. All right, so let's dive in. So we are going to start with our 3D project. So this one is a little bit, oh, and then it comes with some snowflakes. As you guys can see, I have it on here, but I didn't stamp it on that piece of paper, so I'm a little behind. All right, so we are going to first start with one of those book treat boxes. So they come in a package like this. You get 10 of them. I think they're $10. So I think it's $1 each. But they come with the adhesive and everything on them. So it's kind of nice from that perspective. So for this project, we're going to need the box, which I'll show you how to put that together. And then you're going to need a piece of designer series paper. And this is cut at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Yep. And then I just rounded the corners, 2 of them with scissors. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to round it. They don't sell a corner rounder anymore. And I had 2. And our son, who is making bookmarks now and trying to sell them to make a little money, he took all the corner rounders that we have. So needless to say, if Stampin' Up! Doesn't come out with one soon, I think I'm going to have to go and buy one. There is a way you can put your cardstock in like a circle punch and get a rounded corner. But this is, I wanted such a small amount that I didn't want to didn't want to use it. All right. So we also have our sentiment that comes out of the box or out of this stamp set. And I've just already stamped it. It's real red and it's just Merry Christmas. And then I have a 2-inch circle and then I die cut the reindeer in black. So it's more like a shadow. So you can, I'll show you a little bit more about that. All right, so there is adhesive along both sides of this box. So basically I think the last time I showed how to put a box together, you guys, by the way, I totally did it wrong. So I have practiced on this one. So I'm going to take these sides in, and then this is going to fold over and down, and then that piece of adhesive is going to keep everything secure. And that's on both sides. So we'll start with that piece of our box, or we'll start putting that together first. So I'm just going to take this right off, which this is so nice because you don't even have to worry about getting your tear and tape or anything else. And these are very sturdy. They remind me a little bit of the pillow boxes that we had at Valentine's Day. Those they were those little chunky ones. These have that same really thick consistency. So I really do like them. But you could use them for Christmas, Valentine's Day, cute little birthday or little party favor. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take these 2 tabs, put them in, and then just roll this along the edge, and then it just seals right in. Now on the, oops, not on the back of the box, this is our little outside portion. So this is our book. So it's supposed to open like this. Yep, same camera side. So it's supposed to open like this. So our box goes inside here. Now, one of the things, I put one of these together and didn't do it correctly. I was trying to center the box over these 2 pieces of adhesive. And all you need to do is to line your box up more toward the edge, like you want it up against the binding of this box. So here we go. Because mine, it just didn't close right. So this also, again, has adhesive right here. So we're just going to go ahead and, by the way, when you put it down, it's pretty much gonna stick. So we want to keep it, we want to maybe angle it a little bit here. And I'm just going to make sure it's centered from top to bottom. Make sure I can close it. And I'm just going to press down, and there we go. So it's a little, as you can see, it's a little higher up here than the bottom, but that's okay. So, and then it will close like that. There's also adhesive right here, but we're not going to take that adhesive off because if you want to reuse the box, you don't want that little piece to, I mean, you can do it if you want, but if you don't care, but you don't really want to do that. You want to leave that on there so that, and I'll show you how to create it so that you can slide it on and off. All right, so there's our nice box. So now, simple, which may be better to do this before you put the other part of the box on, but this will work. All right, so I rounded 2 corners, so I'm going to go ahead and round these other 2, just so you can, not that you can't round a corner, but here we go. I'm going just slightly around the edges there. I don't want to take a bunch off. I just want that little corner off is all. So there we go. That's it. I just want to show you how simple it was. And it's better if you do just a little, because sometimes when you try to take a lot, then it's not even, and then you take more off, and then it never lines up. All right, so these little lights, obviously you can put them either way, but the strings, I want the strings to go down. So I will look at the back of this. By the way, it has cute little reindeer, flying reindeer, or they look like flying reindeer on the other side. I thought that was kind of cute. All right, so here we go. We're just going to put adhesive on the back. I got a brand new thing of adhesive. Woohoo! All right, so I'm going to put this right here. So you guys, after this, I have some work I have to do. Very exciting stuff going on tonight with work. All right, so here we go. So there we go. We just glued that right down on our box. Now, if you wanted, you could also put a strip along the edge here or even on the back. And I should have I have a couple other ones that I've done. One I got is like a little party favor at a team event. And then the other one is one that I made for a demo that I was doing. All right, so what we want to do is I'm going to put this red dot or this red circle here, but I'm going to put it up on dimensionals, and I'm going to put my dimensionals just on the top and bottom. All right, so and I'm going to put this on first. So we're just going to put one on the top and one on the bottom. Oops. And then we're going to line it up right about there. Okay. Now, oops, I'm going to take my reindeer here, and I want them to be just on the front, right over top of that. So I'm going to put glue on this side, and then I'm going to put 2 dimensionals over here on the head and the little body of the baby. That way it's all even. Otherwise, this will droop down, and that won't look very nice. So we'll just put one here and one on the head. And then we'll just add a little adhesive on the body here. And we will just plop that right there. And look at that, that simple. And then we are going to take our Merry Christmas here, and we're just going to put that maybe right down at the bottom. So we'll just glue that right down at the bottom. So this is very simple. You can keep this very simple. Honestly, you could really just put designer paper on the front. Some of this paper has some beautiful like deer scenes on it. And you could just put that on and adhere the box closed if you wanted to. I just wanted to show you guys another alternative. You could use Velcro or magnets. You could do any of that. But let me show you. So we have our sentiment there. We have our little reindeer. But if I take this tab now, I can just slide it right underneath, and there we go. My box is closed. So much nicer, and then I can reuse my box over and over again. Obviously for Christmas, because not going to do you much good if you bring it out at Easter. Okay, I was going to put a little bit of sparkly something on here. So I think we'll use some of these. I really like them, and I have some other ones here, but they're next to another project. Okay. So we'll add a couple of these little sparklies, and let's see. We'll just put some up here. That's good. Okay. And then we will, let's see, we'll put one right here. All right, there we go. And then I don't think I brought, so we'll use some of this garden. Let's see. Nope, we'll use some of this. Okay, I'm going to have to be much more decisive if we're going to get through 4 projects in a short amount of time here, because otherwise we'll all be falling asleep. Okay, here we go. So there's our bow, and we'll just cut this off here and add a little glue dot. And I'm thinking I'm just going to put it right here, just around the little deer's neck. Okay. And there we have it, right there. Beautiful. All right, there we go. Project number 1. So that is our 3D project. All right, we're going to put that off to the side and clear our space here. Okay, that is project number 1. Project number 2, we are going to use, see, look how pretty that paper is. I hope you guys can see all the colors. And then that's the other side. It's like a bunch of holly. All right, so this is our card sketch. So we are going to use, as I'm doing this, I'm like, do I remember which one I selected? I think so. All right, so this is number 4 right here. So this is the one we're gonna do. It is just a circle with a banner and then some string. So that's what that's the one we're going to use this time around. So we're gonna use some Granny Apple Green, and it is 11 by 4 1/4, and or 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So we're gonna take this. And we're also going to take a green circle that is 2 3/8, and we have a piece of white cardstock, and actually we are going to use that on the front, and then we're going to be putting our circle. So if you remember, our sketch is the circle, and then it has like a sentiment. So we're gonna do some punching of another circle out of our paper, and then we're just gonna kind of hold it and determine if we like it or don't like it. Otherwise, we'll use this on the inside of our card. So let's grab our 2 1/4 inch punch is what we need. So this is 2 3/8. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut out one of these little reindeer heads. And it almost fits perfectly, actually. So I'm just going to go to one of the corners here, and I'm going to find where I like the look of it and make sure it's centered, and then I'm just going to punch it out. And just that easy. So if you were making a whole bunch of cards, look at all the cards you could get. And I was thinking, I thought, okay, can I really get one at the edge? You actually can, but it's a little off. But outside of the edges, you got quite a few there that you could use. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to adhere deer head on top of a piece of shaded spruce, a circle. You know, those little circle dies or circle punches, they really are nice, I will say. Now, if you have circle dies, that's good too. That is going to be actually one of my little tips when we get organized in January, you guys. I think I'm doing that in January. I was looking at December and I'm thinking, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think I'm going to have time. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and, and take this and just flag it just a little bit at the end. Not a bunch, but just a little bit. I'm always concerned I'm gonna like get it too close, but I guess it was already, yeah, I guess I already had it there. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. I think we'll do the other side just flat. There we go. Nice and simple. Okay, so the more I'm looking at this, the more I think, you know what? I think I just like it just like that, like by itself. As opposed to putting this underneath it. I don't know. Got any ideas there? I don't think I like it. I don't think I like the white. We'll do that inside and we'll stamp it. I think we're going to stick with the template as much as we can. How about that? So what we're going to do is we're going to put this up on dimensionals and put it on the front of our card. And then we will, the thing that's nice about a circle is you just put one on each corner for the most part. And then it's always going to be nice and centered. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put this right in the middle. We want it to be straight. And that'll work. And then I think we're going to put Merry Christmas kind of right there underneath. And then we'll add a little bit of a little tie of some of our ribbon. So we'll just take this and we'll add a little adhesive to it. Now, one of the things we could have done there is we could have like rolled it a little bit with our bone folder and created some waves. But for this, we'll just stick with the basics. Stick with the opposite. Okay. Now we'll use a little bit of this green twine, and I'm gonna loop it so it doubles it up like this, and then I'm gonna create a bow. That way we can get a little bit of a thicker bow on it. There we go. And oops, get that part two. All right. We'll just, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we just want a nice tight little bow. And then I'm just gonna take the two tails on one side and open that up, and then that way, there we go. And now we have our nice green bow. This linen thread is super nice, and it's really kind of thick. I really like it. It's pretty good. All right, so now we're gonna take and put a glue dot over here, and then that will be for the end of our card. Hello. There we go. Did I get that? I just did not get that glue dot off there. There we go. Okay. So where to put the bow? I think it was kind of, didn't really have like an official spot, I guess, but I guess we'll put it on this side. Why not? All right, there we go. So there is our simple sketch card. That comes together pretty quick. You could sit in front of the TV or something like that and tie a bunch of bows and punch a bunch of little deer out, and you would be on your way. Now what we'll do is let's go ahead and take this. We haven't stamped anything yet, so let's stamp a little deer in here. Now I'm gonna shave just a little bit of this off. Actually, maybe more than a little bit. And then we're gonna put this on the inside. So let's stamp it with maybe the little tree. That might be, I think that'll be good. And we'll put that in the down kind of the right hand side there. And let's see, I have some garden green we will use. You know, it never fails. I kind of get things out, and then I don't put them back. I don't put them back where they go. All right, here we go. All right, and we'll just stamp that little tree right there on the edge. Beautiful. Now you guys could stamp that tree and leave the star kind of hanging off the edge, and then put that in or use your marker like we did last week to paint that, or to color that in yellow. So if you desired to make it look a little bit more like a real tree, you could absolutely do that. All right, so we'll add this to the inside of our card, and we will be done. Okay. You know, it's funny at Christmas, sometimes, because I don't know about you guys if you send a lot of Christmas cards out, but sometimes it's nice to have a card where you don't have too many words, too much space, because you do end up, it takes you so long to write them all out, but but it's a good thing. All right, so there we go. There is our nice little card using our sketch. So that is project number 2. All right, now we're going to move on to project number 3. Here we go. All right, so we're going to use some different ribbon that we used last. And then we're going to be using these gems, these regal foiled, which you can only see 3 of the colors, but there is another color, another babka, another color right there. Look at that pretty, I'm not sure the light is capturing it. It's beautiful. It looks like a sea turtle green. But anyhow, they're very pretty. They're glistening with gold, kind of like gold foil in them. So that's that. All right, so this is what we have here. We have a shape cut using the country dies. So that's this part right here. We have a piece of our designer series paper that is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have a piece of white cardstock that is 11 by, nope, I'm sorry, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. My little head can't handle it. So these are all the pieces that we're going to use. And then these are scraps, of course. But what we did was we used those dies that I mentioned. And I just already did it. Again, more for speed than anything. But let me show you. Because I think these presents, it's hard to see that this is what they do. But see that one, how it has lines in it? Okay, so what it actually creates with your paper is a piece that has lines. So it looks a lot more like a little gift. And then this piece is another present, and it's got a bunch of dots that it does. And that one I cut out twice, and it looks like that. So isn't that cool? So we're going to put those together and make this gorgeous card. All right, so let's get our bone folder here. And we are going to that. And we're going to add our piece of paper. This is beautiful. It's so bright and cheery. And it's got those cute little deer on the back. These are some of the deer. I think I was telling you, I think some of these are ones that you can die cut out using those same dies. Sort of like we did with the snowmen and the globes. You can either use the dies or the stamps. So it's kind of, it's a double whammy. All right, so there we go. Simple. Decorate that. Now we're going to take our country die, and we're going to take these presents, okay, and we're just going to attach these bows. So this one we're going to put across this gift like that. So we're just going to add our adhesive here and put it right across the front. There we go. And then we're doing the same thing with these two, only one of them I'm going to use this little red bow, which is also something that I die cut out, that we die cut out. By the way, I've seen this too using sparkly paper. So if you have sparkly paper, yep, I would be sure using that. If you have like, and this is what's great for if you have some sparkly paper scraps. This would be perfect. You could crank out a whole bunch of them for Christmas. I have a little glue on there, but oops. You know what I should have used? That was kind of stupid to use glue. I should have used a glue dot for that. So I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I wasn't. Okay, I'm setting this off to the side because what I don't want to do is to get glue on this. I mean, I could, I guess. I've got wipes over there. Okay, now I'm taking this right here. Giving you guys like the play-by-play here. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it right down the middle of this little gift. And we're going to add some embellishments here at the end, but for now we'll use it. We'll do this. Now, before I add these, I'm going to stamp our Merry Christmas greeting across the bottom. And that way we have that. So I'm just going to take this, and if you just like drop it, like if I just drop it, it should line up straight. And that way when I go to put it on my stamp, it's nice and straight. Now I just have to stamp it straight. All right, so we're going to get out the red. And we're going to stamp right across the bottom there. Okay. All right. I have two sides, but I hope I don't need the other side. All right. See, I'm going to put it right about there. It's funny, if I don't put my head right in front of the camera there, it's hard for me to see if it is straight. I think it's straight, you guys. It looks like it's less on this side, doesn't it? It's okay. We'll put a gem. We'll just move a little gem somewhere, and then it will all look beautiful. All right, let me clean this stamp. All right, now we're going to add our presents here. So we're just going to put one here, one over here, and one on the side here. Okay, so we're just going to kind of line them up and adhere them down. So what I'll probably do, and then we'll take this piece here and we'll pop it up on dimensionals. So I might take one of them and put one of the presents up on dimensionals, just to give it a little bit of dimension. I think I've said that before. So we'll do this one. We'll pop this one up on dimensionals. And 2 is probably way overkill, but I would say if you're mailing a lot of these cards, you know, sometimes you do have to watch with the dimensionals, because then it can get a little crazy as far as postage and all of that. Now, you guys, I put out, I think on my Facebook page, I can't remember. I might have put it in the group. It might have been just it might have been just on the mailing, my email list, but I am doing a mystery stamping with a group of people that I do card swapping with. And I am inviting all of my customers to it as well. It's super fun. You'll get a list of instructions by tomorrow. And well, I'm hoping to have it out by tomorrow. I gotta be a little careful because I've got quite a few things going on. But anyhow, so I'm gonna send out a list of, so what you get is the list of supplies that you need. And then that's it. So, and I think step number 1 to the mystery. And then we all get online and we basically, I show you a clue and then you complete the clue. And then we do that. It takes about an hour, I guess. And then at the end of it, you have a card. And it is super fun just to see what everybody ends up with. Because, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, if your card comes out looking different, it's no big deal whatsoever. It's just a fun way to craft with other people. But you just participate. Not like, you know, you have to, show your face or... but I will have it on Teams, so you can show your face if you want to. All right, so now we're going to add these super cute little embellishments here. So I'm going to put one there. I will take let's see, I think we'll take the green one and put it, put it over here. That one up. Okay, there we go. And we'll put him right here. And then, you know, I think well, I better not do a pink one. I was going to do a pink one over there. I better stick with the green and do that one over here. There we go. So I'm just sliding it right off my little take your pick tool. I could have used the putty end, this little end, to, okay, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? I love it. It's so cute and so easy. You guys, we just had to die cut those out, and you can die cut every single one of those out at the exact same time, because well, these two, I guess you need, you know, if you're doing 3, you have to run through two rounds, but everything could be cut on one die, one run through, and then you would just have to run through the one piece again. So just take little pieces of paper, you know, line them all up, and then you can run them all through at once. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so you got 2 cards. One was our sketch. This was just a regular card. Now we're going to do our fun fold. So this is the one. I was still working kind of on the layout. Not the layout, but the, like, what paper I wanted to use. And I still haven't figured it out. But you know what? We'll just figure it out together. All right, so here we go. So I'm looking for my measurements now, you guys. And I think, that's okay. You know what? I can remember. So this piece is 4 1/4 by 8. So it's 4 1/4 by 8, and it is scored at, it's 5 1/2 scored if you go this way. It is 2 1/2. You know, if you go on the short, like, you know, if you just want to score to the one line, it's 2 1/2, or you can go 5 1/2. So this is our card base. Then you're going to have a piece, and this is Granny Apple Green. This is Real Red, and this is 3 inches by 8 inches scored at 4 inches. Then we have 2 pieces of Basic White, and those measure 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And these are just layers to give us some area to write with. And then you're going to use another piece of the Designer Series paper. And I guess today was the day to use all the little string lights, because that's what we're using again on this card, at least partially. The other part is what I have to come up with. But this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we're going to put this stuff together, and we are going to do a little stamping on both of these. So we're going to stamp a greeting on one, and then an image on another. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we are going to take the well, nope, that's not. Sorry, I'm thinking that is way too long. So this is the one that says Christmas is better together. So that is our stamp that we are going to use right now. Okay. And we are going to stamp that in our garden green. Let's move some of this away. All right. Make sure. All right. Line this up. And we'll just put this right in the middle there. Oh, thank you. All right. And then we're going to stamp. I think I want to stamp the deer. I think we're going to stamp the deer on, let me grab. So you need this bigger block, like the really big one, for those deer. I think this is, this is the F block, I believe. So we are going to stamp these two cute little deer right here. And I'm going to stamp them on this piece, and I'm going to stamp them at the bottom right here. Okay, so this is, we're just going to stamp them right here at the bottom of our page. And we're going to do that in Early Espresso. And then we're going to do a little coloring of those deer. Oops. Oops, there we go. So we're just going to pop them right there at the end. I was debating if I wanted them to kind of come off the page a little bit, is what I was initially thinking. But I think we'll just do it this way. There we go. And again, we'll just clean these up just a bit here. And then now we can get that out of the way. All right, so first we're gonna, oh, and you know what? I put that away a little too quickly because I thought we'll put those spots that I was showing you earlier. Let's put those on the back of, we'll see if we can fit those right on the back. Yep, I think we can. So what I might do is to stamp and then stamp off. So, or stamp off and then stamp on the image to make it a little lighter. So we're just going to take them and I'm going to test it first. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to stamp and then we'll kind of stamp off. There we go. There we go. So now our little deer has little spots. It's kind of cute. All right. We might not even be able to see them after we start coloring. I don't know. All right. Here we go. So anyhow, if you guys can, next Thursday, I think it's Thursday, is when we are doing the mystery stamping. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right. So now what I have here is I think this is dark and light soft suede. But you can use anything, any colors that you want to use. So I'm just going to go around and kind of do a little, just a little bit of color along the edges of the deer and kind of highlight a couple places. Now you could do this on like crumb cake as well, but we're just gonna, and then I'm just gonna, can you hear a little dog pitter-pattering in the room here? So I'm just gonna go like that because I don't want her belly, I'm gonna leave her belly to be white, and then up here I'll do the same thing with the little deer. We'll just give her a little bit of color in certain spots, and then we'll color the rest of her in with the lighter color. This is the only thing that's bad, is I probably should have had one of these all ready to go, so you guys don't sit here and watch me, you know, color the little deer. Okay, so this is kind of the outside of this ear versus this is kind of the inside of one. So we're just gonna, we don't want to, well, you know what, we'll just do it. We'll just color the ear so it doesn't look so stark white. Right, and then you know what, I'm gonna flip this to the pointed end because now one of the things you always have to remember when you're using blends is you literally, because I used to like go right along the edge, and you always want to go up into the previous color, like the darker color. And what that will do is cause the two colors to blend together. The other thing is it doesn't really blend until it dries. So that's the other thing, is just keep that in mind if you are saying like, oh, well, man, it's so clear where the line ends. Just give it a little bit. Now, if it doesn't, then you might have to go over it again with your lighter color. And sometimes, too, you have to put a little bit more dark in there and then go back with the light. But that is the nice thing, is you really can correct your coloring with blends. And you don't get the streaks. So that's what the difference is between blends and markers, which, you know, I remember thinking, oh, what is that? You know, I used to always think, oh, they dry faster. It's like, no, they both dry the same, but the alcohol markers, they do dry for sure, but they don't leave all the streaks. So you can color where it looks like you might have some streaks, but they actually will not be there. They will dry and you won't have that streaky look. So with that, because it dries and everything, just make sure you always put the lids on. You really hear that little clicky noise, you know, the click when you're using them, so they don't dry out. Okay, well, this is taking longer than I imagined. So are any of you guys Tiger fans? Tigers doing well. I don't know what I should say. I don't know when they play again. I can't remember if they won this whole thing, if they won the 3 games, or if there's still a game. I'm an Indians fan. I always have been, even when they were total losers, you know, when they made all the movies about them. I grew up in that area, so I just, you know, I always liked them. And then when they opened up Jacobs Field, which is absolutely beautiful, you know, my husband and I, we got an opportunity to go there, and it truly is a beautiful place to see a ball game. So if you ever get there, if you ever happen to be in the Cleveland area, it is and you're there during, you know, baseball season, it really is a great place to go to watch a game. All right, I am coming to the end. The little fawn legs here. Let's get those. There we go. All right. All right. Yay, well done. Okay. Way longer than I'd anticipated. All right, so there's our little deer. This is why when you color, you don't want to put it on your paper until you're all done, because it does have a tendency to seep through. All right, so we're going to take this cute little deer and we're going to put him right inside this this folder here. Unless I decide to put it out here. Okay, so you know what? Let me do something here. Let's go ahead and glue this on. All right, here we go. Okay, had to double check, make sure I had that going the right direction. All right, so we're just going to line this up, and we're checking just to make sure that both sides are good. Okay, then this is going to go here. However, I don't really want to put that down until I figure out what I'm doing with this piece here, because it's going to cover up the other one, and that's what makes our fun fold. So I just have to decide if I want this to be on the outside. And you know what? The more I look at it, I kind of like that. I kind of like that to be the outside. And then the inside, I think I'll just have a piece of maybe white paper with a little tree. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so the first thing we have to do is we do have to get a piece of paper up here at the top. So I am thinking of this plaid, but I'm going to look and double check first to see if it goes. Or if I think I'm going to do more lights. And you know what? Because I am, well, you know what? No, we'll do this. Whew. Okay. So that was 2.5, if you guys remember. So 2.5 by 4 1/4. So we are going to cut a piece. I'm going to look at the back here. So I'm going to do a piece that is 4 inches. And I'm just going to make sure those deer on the other side are all going the right direction, because I don't want to cut it like this and then I end up losing the ability to use those cute little deer. So that's 4 inches. And if we remember, the top was 2.5, so I'm going to go 2 1/4. All right. And then I'm going to need another piece of white here that measures the, I think it was 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's, so that is 3 3/4, and then we wanted it to be 2 3/4. And that will be our other piece that we use on the inside. Okay. So let's go ahead and figure out what else we're going to put on top here. So let's take our piece of designer paper, because that we know, and we're just going to pop that right here on the top of our card. Oops. I have a little glue burger at the top there. Get that squared away. All right, so we're gonna just put that right up here. You guys will have to tell me what your thoughts are. Sometimes I have to see something like for a while before I decide if I, like it or not. Okay, so now let's see if I want to do a Merry Christmas. I don't even know if this will fit up there. Yeah, but it is really close. I don't like that. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna put a nice little piece of ribbon, I think, and maybe some little snowflakes. So let's do that. So let's take our snowflakes that we had right here, and we have some balmy blue. And let's just add some snowflakes. So I'm going to test this out over here first. Oops. Yeah, that'll be pretty. Okay, so I have a lot of things right here in the way, you guys. Let's move some of that out of the way. Okay, so here we go. So we're just going to take this and we're just going to add some different snowflakes here. And we're just going to keep spinning our die around there. There we go. Maybe we'll do one more right here. There we go. All right. Now, I think we'll go ahead and adhere it and then put our ribbon on. Sometimes I don't like when the ribbon shows through the other side, but I think for this one, we're going to have it show through the other side. All right, so here we go. Now, if I would have been thinking too, I maybe would have added or die cut out some of those pieces for our, that were, and I might still do that. Not die cut them out. I'm sorry. Where do I see those? You know, the things that go around their little neck here. Yeah, I think, because I don't think I have an actual, I don't have like a die for that. I just have a stamp, but I probably would have done it, but that's okay. I digress. All right, so let's go ahead now. And how our fun fold comes together is we're going to take this after all that, right? You guys are like, oh my word, Debbie. I'm going to actually line it up with that green line there. And I'm going to do it right across the top. And that's where I'm going to adhere it. So one of the things you need to remember is don't put glue on the whole back. You just need it on that part up here. So just go all the way to the edge and give her a good bit of glue. I can go down a little bit further there. Okay. And now I'm just going to make sure it is centered right there. And I'm going to just pick this up just to make sure. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. All right. press that down, check the back, make sure I don't have any glue back there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we want to hide it back here. So I just have to lay it down and then make sure that I don't, that it's hidden, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to go ahead and add my adhesive here. And now again, I'm going to just kind of put that down, and I am pretty sure I have that in the right spot. I'm just going to double check before I press it way down. And this is like a 1/2 inch, I think, bigger. So it's not, it doesn't have to be exact. If it did have to be exact, what I would tell you to do is to take your piece of paper, lay it on here, glue it, and then pull this piece over. But this didn't have to be, it wasn't quite as dramatic, I guess, as this one. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add this piece in here. So I can have my message, or more of a message on this piece as well. So I have my pretty deer, which we're gonna put our bow on, and then we have this piece here. And I think for this piece, what we'll do is we will, let's stamp that pretty tree, because that will look really nice on this. So let me take this off. And again, we'll put this in garden green. But it gives you a couple different, a couple different places you can add words if you want. All right. Okay, beautiful. All right, you guys, now we're gonna go ahead. Let me wash these, get the ink off there, and then we'll add some adhesive, put this on the middle part, add our all right. So you need, depending on if you want to use designer paper for the front or if you stamp the front, but honestly, you need a piece that, remember, is 8 4 1/4, and it's just scored at 2 1/2, and then you need these 3 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then you have this piece here that is 3 inches by 8 inches, scored at 4 1/4. Or 4 inches, I'm sorry, scored at 4 inches. All right, we're going to use some of this iridescent ribbon. And this is going to be pretty because it's going to show those pretty snowflakes in the back. All right, I'm going to turn this upside down. I think because I'm a lefty, I don't know. You guys will have to tell me if you run into the same issue when you're tying a bow. I find that the loops, watch, it's going to work. But I find the loops go, the tails go the opposite direction when I tie a bow. So we'll see. Now that I say it, right? We'll see if it, okay, seriously. All right. Get her around here. Okay, make sure it's tight enough. See that? See how they go? Which is what I wanted. But I just think it's so funny that they go the opposite end of what I would think, of what I would expect, right? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that pretty bow. All right. So there is our last project. Okay. And then I probably would add just a few, because we have those pretty like little snowflakes. I probably would add a couple of these little gems. I think that would be very pretty. So we'll just add a few of these on the front to give it some more sparkle. Now I have to say, I probably, and I might do this even off camera, but I probably will add something red around these little guys, whether it's a bow or something, just because it needs, I think, just a little bit more color to tie in the top and bottom. But there you have it. There is our card and our little fun fold. I love it. All the different things you can, you know, move around. All right, so let me bring in all of our projects, you guys, and then we are done. We are done for tonight. And tomorrow we're going to make some of those deer head. That's what we're going to do. I think along with some, I mean, we have some other things that I want to make, but these are our projects for tonight. So much fun. And I just looked at them and they're all very green. So we have our template, our fun fold, our 3D, and then we had another card here as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had fun watching. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. All right. And I might be a little early. I don't know. I think it's going to depend on some things going on. But all right. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.